Calibrating cybernetics.
Talk to him now.
AT, Andre.
Come on, Dre.
Yep. Trippin with Let's Go. Woo! Trippin with Theobold.
What's your name?
Theo so bold.
Yeah.
Driggity. Let's go. Trippin with Theobold. Trippin.
What are we doing?
Trippin with Theobold.
Come on, Dre.
See, mic check 1 2. Are we on? Mic check 1 2. Are we on? Holla if you hear me. Hey, what's going on, y'all? And welcome to the 103rd episode of Trippin with Theobold. I'm your host, Andre Theobold. Let me go ahead and take care of some other things. Trying to be on time. You know. So I'm what, 2 minutes late? You know, so my bad. As they say in the financial world, you pay for what you get. So yeah, before we go any further, make sure you hit the like button, tell a friend and tell a friend. Do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. As y'all can see, I got my socials down below here, somewhere-ish, right there. If you're feeling generous, in the generous mood, and you want to donate to my Cash App, you'll see it pop across the bottom. And, you know, you never know. Maybe there it is right there. But, you know, hey, you never know. You give a little something, maybe I might be a little more on time, you know. But anyways, welcome to the show. Got a lot on the schedule that we are going to talk about. Let me get my agenda up. And let me see real quick. Let me get my agenda. Where's my agenda? I had everything all lined up. Okay, here we go. Are we cooking? Cooking yet? Are we cooking, Dre? Okay, where are we at? Wrong folder. Here we go. Here we go. With Theobold. Got my agenda for episode 103. And we are here. So, as you guys know, let me do one thing. Just bear with me for 1 second. I wanted to post something. I'm trying to get better with the social media posting thing. I'm not where I want to be with it yet. So I want to pose this. But as you guys can see, I'm in a gym, or I'm in a locker. All right. I am in a locker, and we're going to talk about why I'm in a locker. You know, I had a situation earlier this week when I was in the gym, and I am not able to. Well, I'm not at the gym today because I'm trying to work through my issues, and part of my therapy of working through these issues is I'm gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And just get it off my chest and move on. So yeah, we're in the gym. We're gonna talk about some gym nonsense. You know how it is. But yeah, let me see if anyone's in the chat checking on me yet. No one is in on the chat checking in on little old me. So I'm gonna take a quick little break while I post this to make sure it's on social media and it's, you know, being broadcasted out to all the ends of the universe. So give me 1 quick second. Freak. And we are back. Hey man, sorry about that, man. I had to make sure I posted my link to all my socials so people, know where to find it at or whatever. But hey, welcome, like I said before, to the 103rd episode of Trippin with Theobold. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. So as y'all know, I like to start my show off with doing some tongue twisties. So since today is the 3rd of November, we're going to take the third letter of the alphabet and do all tongue twisties that start with the letter C. So here we go. And like I said before, you guys are more than welcome to read along with me, or you can watch me struggle. The choice is yours. You always have a choice. On Trippin with Theobold, I like to give people choices, The choice is yours. The choice is always yours. So here we are. So now you guys can see, hopefully, what I'm seeing. And it looks like you are seeing what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and read along. So here we go. Tongue twisting number 1. Clean clams crammed in clean cans. Clean clams crammed in clean cans. Clean clams crammed in clean cans. New cheese, blue cheese, true cheese, please. New cheese, blue cheese, true cheese, please. See, I got to work on keeping my head still so I'm not moving my head. I got to make sure I'm just moving my mouth. New cheese, blue cheese, true cheese, please. A chap, chop chips. A chap, chop chips. A chap, chop chips. What else we got? Here we go. Number 4. A cheeky chimp chuck cheap chocolate chips in the cheap chocolate chip shop. A cheeky chimp chuck. No, come on, Dre. A cheeky chimp chuck cheap chocolate chips in the cheap chocolate chip shop. One more time. I moved my head. I didn't mean to move my head. Here we go. A cheeky chimp chuck cheap chocolate chips in the cheap chocolate chip shop. Last one. Crisp crust crackles. Crisp crust crackles. Crisp crust crackles. And yay, tongue twisties are done. Tongue twisties are done and they out the way. This episode I'm going to start off with my stutter centric material. So let me just go ahead back and rewind, right? So if you're new to this channel, if you're new to watching this, the reason why I do my tongue twisties is because grew up with a stutter and it's not all the way gone. So catch me if you can. But these are like good ways to warm up your mouth. Pause. So when you when I have to read very complex combinations of sounds, kind of untangles the brain and the tongue a little bit so I can flow a little freer, because there's always going to be some trippage. I'm a trip, what I'm saying? There's always going to be some trippage during the show, but this helps minimize the amount of trippage. So that's why I do it. Actors do it, right before they, read their lines or work on their lines. It's a good exercise. We promote getting better on this channel. It's all about getting better. Nobody's perfect, including me. So here we go. So wanted to pull this up right quick. Let me start with the stutter centric material so I don't forget it. Let me go to this website right quick. Boop. Let me go to this. Let me actually go to this website right quick, right? So I found this. So instead of trying to find an article, I wanted to let me put it back up on the screen for y'all so you guys can see it. Instead of jumping right into an article, I wanted to actually just spend some time, on the big website, to see what they are talking about, so just going to play around on this website a little bit. So as you guys can see, this is westutter.org. I stumbled across this and I wanted to see what kind of information they had on here. It says 45 years of empowerment and education. $146,000 funded to research. So this shit ain't getting solved anytime soon. Let me stop playing, man. 146,000. Come on, man. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. But now there are a lot of problems in the world, and I guess money is tight, so we got to go around. You just got to go around. So here we go. Let me go ahead and look at. I wanted to go to they had like a questions thing where they had like a lot of good little. Here we go. Let's just play around here, right? This is westutter.org. I think this is the National Stutterers Association. They got printable research. Let's just go to what they say about learning about stuttering. Let's see what they say here. So let's just go down. I like the color coordination of the site, very easy to navigate. Here we go. So stuttering explained. What is stuttering? How common is it? What help is available? Let's see what they say. It says here that stuttering is a difference in speech patterning involving disruptions or disfluencies in a person's speech. People who stutter may experience repetitions. Dog. See, I'm afraid if I do it for real, I'm really gonna stutter, right? And I mean, I should probably do it so you guys don't think I'm like messing around, because right now I'm talking pretty fluent. But if you listen carefully, you can see or hear the interruptions and the machine learning, right, that's going on in my brain to autocorrect things and to help me navigate around, words that I trip on, milk or blocks. Let's see what else that. An absence of sound, or that's what I had. I had like a lot of absence of sound where like my mouth would move and sound wouldn't come out. So I had all that and above, or can experience some combination of these sounds, right? So that's how they define it. Or they just say may experience. They don't really define exactly what it is. Then it says the severity of stuttering varies wildly among individuals. It is estimated about 1% of the adult population stutters, which equates to almost 3 million people who stutter in the United States. So they don't really say how they classify, like that's the question I want to know. Like, how do they categorize people that stutter, Then it says stuttering is about three or four times more common in males than females. And in recent years, the focus of speech therapy for PWS, not sure what that is, has shifted from the goal of fluency to destigmatization, acceptance. I couldn't even say that. Destigmatization, acceptance, and support. Wow. Okay. So they just said, hey, you know what? Since we not gonna correct this shit, I'm gonna make sure I can cuss. I can cuss. They said basically, since we can't correct this shit, we're just gonna have to support and accept whatever it is. All right. So it is what it is, man. So we're now in like, explained. Okay, I thought I just read that. Okay, and then it says here, stuttering is a difference in speech patterning involving loss of control of speech, which results in disruptions or disfluencies. The word stuttering can be used to refer to either the specific speech disfluencies commonly pronounced by people who stutter or the overall communication condition that people who stutter may experience. In addition to producing disfluencies, people who stutter often experience physical tension and struggle in their speech muscles, as well as embarrassment. That's me. Anxiety. That's me. And fear about speaking. That's me. Together, these characteristics can make it very difficult for people who stutter to speak, which can hinder their ability to communicate effectively with others. That is 100% me. There are as many different patterns of stuttering as there are people who stutter and many different degrees of stuttering. Okay, yeah, we know that. But like I said, they're not really doing a good job of like, they're saying what it's like, but they're not saying what it is, right? Like when we get into requirements and when we get into defining things, you have to define what it is, because where did this number come up? How do they know 1 million or 3 million people stutter? What, like, did these people voluntarily come out? If it's based, like, what is the mechanism? But that's what I want to know. What vehicle was used to collect the data to categorize the number of people that stutter? Because if it's all just based upon people volunteering to give the information up, then there's probably more people that stutter than you estimated, right? Or is it something that's determined at birth? Or when is that something that, teachers have to help categorize when they're in grade school, right? And picking up on speech patterns. Is there a speech test? Like, there's no speech test, right? Like, how do you know? Like, what level of, like, right now I'm talking fine, right? So if you took a snippet of this and said he doesn't stutter, now I can get by and say, okay, look, I don't stutter. So do I not stutter no more? Or am I always forever linked in that category? What's the criteria? You know, if anyone out there knows, please chime in, you know, put it in the comment section. You know, I'm just curious, you know, like how do they go about it? Let's just see the website. I want to see if they actually answer that. So they said, what causes stuttering? Can stuttering be cured? How common is stuttering? Stuttering is variable. What help is available? Support groups for people who stutter. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for the treatment, myths, facts, support. Let's go to facts to see what facts say. Okay. Stuttering usually begins in childhood between the ages of 2 and 5 years old. Stuttering is a speech pattern. Okay, we know all that. Okay, we said that's what it was. But how do we classify a stutter? Like, what's the cutoff point? Is there a fringe? Is there like a plus or minus? So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna play around on this website a little bit more. I think next week we'll just dive in and just you know, we'll dive in and play around with, you know, all the different things that they're saying just to see what is being said, because this is a national site. It's an official site, so I think that they should have the information. Matter of fact, I think I might send an email. Is there a contact? Yes, that's what I want to do. I want to contact. I'm not going to do it right here, right now, but Andre, you have an action item. Engineering meetings 101. I gave myself an action, right? Action item. So I have to go and my job is I have to now go and send an email to ask them how do they characterize and categorize who stutters and how do they get that number, right? That's what I want to know, right? So anywho, that's that. Something else that's funny, man, is I looked at the website briefly and then it looked at like treatment, right? And for the longest time, man, I've been trying to treat myself, not like treat myself in a good way, but I've been trying to treat myself, you know, and make sure my audio is still sounding good. Cause, you know, sometimes, you know, the powers that be want to disrupt this wonderful programming and I don't want to be interrupted. I want to make sure everything is on par for what it needs to be. Okay, why can't I find? Okay, I got too many windows open. Okay, here we go. Got all these damn windows open. That's not good. Come on, Dre. Here we go. Let me see what my audio is sounding like. Okay, I think I sound good. I think I sound pretty clear. I sound crisp. I just want to make sure that I'm not talking into nothing because I don't want to waste my time. That sucks, man. I did that shit one time where I was in the flow. I'm talking all this shit. I'm vibing and neck moving and I'm feeling it, man. And I'm talking and whatnot. And I went back to play my shit back, man. It was all garbled up, man. It sounded like yeah, man. I was mad. I'm mad I wasted like 2 hours of my time just talking. Couldn't post the pod, couldn't do it. Had to just chalk it up for that week. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But I want to get back to like the REM. See, I did it right there. You guys caught it. See, I'm catching myself so you guys know what it looks like when I correct myself, autocorrect. That's one thing that I do a lot of is I autocorrect everything in my head, right? Like I have to make sure that it comes out somewhat coherently. Why am I not? I don't want that. All these damn windows, man. I don't want that. Jeez. Yeah, that's that. That's that. I'm trying to find my damn agenda. Okay, I just had the agenda up. I'm gonna get it together, Dre. All right, there we go. So remedies. So like for a long time, I've been like just on this quest of not recently, but in recent years, up to like maybe like a few years ago, I was, how should I put it? I was looking for like remedies, man. Like I was trying to just defeat this shit, you know? And I'm gonna share with you one remedy. I think I may have did it in the past episodes, long way back, but why not do it again, right? So, I had a remedy where I paid $14.99. Right? I paid $14.99, and it was this secret that was gonna unlock stuttering. It was gonna cure you. It was gonna cure you indefinitely. So I was like, for $14.99, why not give it a shot, right? So I went ahead, gave it a shot, and what they said was, right, it was like a little pamphlet, like a little tweet. Man, they could have put this shit in a tweet, you know, but it was like, basically they said what you have to do to overcome stuttering is just, they said, keep a diary of words that you struggle with during the day. Anytime you struggle with a word, anytime you have like a double clutch or you can't get a word out, just write that word down. And then when you go home at night, they said to shout that word out 50 to 100 times. You know, just shout it out loud. And when you do that, you will never stutter that word again. I was like, let me try this shit out, right? So I went ahead and wrote down my words that I struggled with for the day. And I went to my car in my garage, because at the time I was in Orange County. And I was in my car shouting these words out at the top of my lungs inside of my car. And something told me, I don't know why, but like maybe like after a few times of like trying it, a few iterations, something told me, man, Dre, man, what if your car is not that soundproof? So I went ahead and I put my phone outside of my car and I recorded myself shouting the words that I struggle with out. And it was like I had the car door open the whole time. You know, it was like they could hear right through that shit. So people that lived in that apartment complex, that lived above my garage, I apologize for that. You know, I'm not crazy, at least I don't think. But nah, I was shouting these words out, trying to eliminate my stuttering. You know what I'm saying? And some of them same damn words, I still be stuttering from now again. So it doesn't work. You know, like all those little gimmicks and remedies for like stuttering, all that shit is like, it's like the ab equipment that people get, right? Like you get the ab equipment, you see people with the flat abs, and they say, hey, all you gotta do is spend $500 or $499 for this equipment, $499 for this equipment, get this ab lounge, and you're gonna have abs like me. And then you do this shit, and then it ends up becoming furniture. Like you don't do nothing with it, right? Same thing, right? So all those little gimmicks and shit just don't work. You know what I mean? So I'm here to help, like, you know, for those of you that are curious about certain gimmicks, I will be revealing whether these gimmicks work or not. You know what I'm gonna do too? I just thought about this. I am going to find the link and find it, and it's gonna be like a Better Business Bureau thing, right? I'm going to put it up there, so in case any of you, if you stutterers come across my page, and if you are tempted to spend $14.99 on this shit, I'm gonna tell you, don't buy the shit. It don't work. Tried it. Okay, so anywho, you can try it. Like I said, you're free to do what you want to do, but I just want to make sure you know my experience, so that way you're not out here wasting money, because there's a lot of things out here unnecessarily. So anywho, got the stuttering portion done, out the way, out the show. Now let's get into the main topic of why we here, man. Let's get into the main topic, man. We're gonna talk about gym etiquette today. Before I go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. So let's go ahead and talk about gym etiquette, right? So let me, where am I gonna start with this, man? I'm gonna start off light and I'm gonna end strong, because the message I have is pretty strong and I don't want it to get conflated with everything else. Okay, I don't know why I went silent, but if you missed it, basically I said I'm going to start off with the small stuff or the lighter stuff regarding this gym etiquette, and then I'm going to get into the heavier stuff, because the heavier stuff, I want to make sure I end on a serious note with that. Or I want to make sure I just get it all out. You know, I want to make sure I get everything I want to say out. So the gym. Let's talk about just basic gym etiquette. At the gym I go to, I'm not going to give the name of the gym, but A lot of motherfuckers there be hogging the equipment, man. You know, they just hog equipment. And it's very annoying, man. You know, like there'll be people over here like working out on the curl machine or on the like doing like bicep curls on the I don't know what you call the thing, but they be doing the bicep curls over here, and then they like only here, and then when you come over here to do the lat pull downs, and you see them working, they be like, nah, I'm using that too. I'm like, no, you're not. You over here doing this. Nah, I'm using that too right now. It's like, okay, can I work in? Nah, you can't work in. You gotta wait till I'm done. And niggas be on that shit on their phone, tweeting, texting, not working out, just lounging around. Now it causes me to, like, look, man, if you, look, here's the thing, right? I try to spend no more than 10 minutes on a machine. I'm trying to get in and get out. I have a routine. I like to get in, get on my shit, work out, right? So I typically say, you know what? I'm going to be courteous and give people 15 minutes, right? If you're taking more than 15 minutes on a machine to do your shit, you ain't working out effectively, you know? Like, you're just not. Like, to be on one machine for 20 minutes and you texting and you tweeting and you sipping shit, come on, man. And what else gets on my nerves at the gym, man? Here's the thing, right? My thing is this, right? When it comes to putting weights back, right? As long as you put them back in the vicinity of where they're at, I'm cool, right? But I'm nobody. I don't matter. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking, you know? Because I've had a few gym bullies try to, like, you know, get big on me. And so if you ever see me in the gym, I wear Oakley shades, I wear like a beanie, I wear a hoodie. Like, I don't look like this when I'm in the gym. And I got my headphones in. And I wear my Oakley shades and my headphones because I'm trying not to make eye contact with people. I don't want them looking at me. I don't want them thinking that they can come say whatever to me. And I got my headphones on because I'm just zoned out. I'm trying to get in and get out. I'm trying to spend no more than an hour and a half in the gym. I'm trying to get in and get the fuck out, you know? But when it comes to putting weights back, right? I've had like 2 people in the past like 10 years, maybe like 13 years, like check me to the point where I thought I was going to have to physically defend myself, you know, because it's like that aggressive. I remember when I was in Iowa, and there's a big swole white dude, you know, and I was using some dumbbells, and I couldn't get to the place I needed to put the dumbbells back, so I put them back as close as I could as possible to where they were supposed to be. They were on a rack. It wasn't like I was putting them, just leaving them somewhere. It was like I was putting them back on the rack, but it wasn't like I wasn't putting them like exactly where they should have been. And this white boy got in my face and was like, "Hey, you got to put those back to where you got to put those back to where you found them." And he was like tense, like in my face, like he was gonna do something. And I'm like, "Yo, dude," I'm like, "I can't do it now. And I'm just like, right. And the dude didn't even work there. So I was like, you know, me, I'm the kind of dude where I like to size things up. And if it's worth it, you know, cool, I'll fuck with it. But it wasn't really worth the drama. So I just went ahead and put them back as close to where they were. And then I just kind of dipped off quick, you know? But it's like, dude, it's like, young, if you're that passionate about weights going back exactly where the fuck they go, then you put this shit back. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time I find a weight, every time I find a dumbbell in the gym, it's never exactly where it's supposed to be at. Like, if I'm looking for a 35, you got like a little sticker on the 35s that go in where the weights are at. And like, I never find the 35s where the 35s are at. I never find the 42 and a halves where the 42 and a halves are supposed to be at. If I gotta walk up and down like everybody else, then motherfucker, you gotta walk down like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And then yesterday when I was at the gym, not yesterday, this was on Wednesday, there was another guy, and I'm glad I had my headphones on and my shades on, But I went to put, so part of the problem is this, right? Like, if they're so worried about people putting the weights exactly back to where they're supposed to be at, right? Because there's a difference. There's a difference between putting weights back to where you found them to where they're supposed to be at, right? I always find the weights. I always put the weights back where I found them, you know? And if I can, I'll put them back where they're supposed to be at. But I'm not going to like break my neck over that shit. But anyways, man, part of the problem is like you have people that work out, like they put the like if you go to a gym, you know what I'm talking about, but they put the dumbbells right in front of the mirrors. And the people that want to work on stuff with the dumbbells, they stand right over like the actual rack. So you can't, so if I got to squeeze past someone to put a weight back, I'm going to either interrupt their workout, or they may drop a weight on me that I might get hurt, or I might drop a weight on them and they might get hurt. So me, I like to put this shit right around them. And if they want to put it back to where it's fucking supposed to be at, then cool. But anyways, man, I was in the gym yesterday, or Wednesday, sorry. Yeah, I was in the gym Wednesday, and man, this, I think I had some 35s or some like 30. No, I had the 30s, and I went to put them back on the rack, but everyone was like basically in front of the rack. So I'm not going to walk around people to get to the rack to try to put the weights exactly back where they're supposed to be at. So this black dude who didn't work at the gym, he's like, hey man, he's like, yo, I think he said, are you done with those? I was like, yeah, I'm done with these. And I just put them down like on the rack, you know? And then he tried to say something like, hey man, you got to put them back to where you found them. And I'm glad I didn't hear that shit. Cause I would have been like, man, get out of my face with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to clean up after the gym, knock yourself out. But I'm not going to sit up here and try to hurt myself or yourself or somebody else just to put the weights exactly back to where they're supposed to be at, right? I didn't find the 30s where they were exactly supposed to be at, so I'm not obligated to put them back where they're supposed to be at. If I have the opportunity to, I will, but I'm not going to break my neck to do that, all right? So just had to get that off my chest, you know? Because you got some people that take weights and they'll take them upstairs and leave them like in the middle of the floor or by the sit-up machine, or they just leave them. So to me, that's worse, all right? At least put the shit back on the rack so that way then when there's an opportunity, someone that's there by themselves, if they want to fix up the rack to where all the weights are back to where they're supposed to be at, exactly, they can do that. So anyways, man, you know, that's why I wear my headphones and I wear my shades, because a lot of people, man, just aren't worth really talking to in the gym, yo. Like they're just not, you know what I mean? Let me get a sip of this water right quick. So I had another situation. This was pretty funny. I was on the sit-up machine, and there was like, you know, not the machine, but the sit-up bench. And in my gym, they have 2 sit-up benches, and they have like 2, I think they call them Roman candlestick benches or whatever it is, where you do your lower back exercise, right? So, man, there was this little Asian woman, and she didn't speak any English. And she's on the sit-up machine or the sit-up bench, and she's doing her sit-ups on the bench, and I get on the other one to do some sit-ups, and she just says, mine. No, mine. Yes, mine. I'm just like, oh, well, you over here. No, mine. I'm like, can you speak English, bitch? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had to just kind of back up and just wait for her to leave that area and then circle back to try to get my sit-ups in, man. So yeah, a lot of people just think that they own shit in the gym, yo. And no, it's a communal property, right? It's communal. Right? We all gotta share this shit. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, let me get to the story at hand, right? This is the situation that like made me stop going to the gym for about 2 days, because I really had to really check myself, and I really had to come up with a plan for success. right? Because I'm an engineer and the way I think about shit is just different. Like I always have a mitigation plan, a mitigation strategy. It's always, if this doesn't work, then what about this? If this doesn't work, then this, then this. And I always I think everything through. All right. So let me just tell you the situation that happened to me at the gym and then we'll dissect it. All right. So on Wednesday, I'm in the gym working out. And whenever I go to the gym, I bring this little red backpack of mine. See it? Little red backpack. Bag looks bigger than what it is, but it's because it's in front of my face. But this is the bag I bring to the gym. And in my backpack, I carry my water, my Gatorade, my lifting belt, my workout gloves, and I carry the tricep extension rope because in this gym you got to bring your own rope. You can't, like, they're not going to give that. I think people have been stealing them, right? So I got my own tricep rope. So for the longest time I've been going to this gym, I'm very conscientious of where I put my bag, right? I'm like, my bag is always tucked like right around me. If it's not right up underneath me, it's like right next to me, right? And I use the bag as a marker. So that way, you know, if I see a bench and if I need to get a weight, I'll put the bag on the free bench and I'll go down and get my weight and come back to the bench. So that way I claim it. Because if you don't do that, a lot of people think it's open and now you have confrontation. So anyways, I've been bringing this bag for the longest time. I've been going to this gym for like more than a year. I've been going to this brand of gym for like more than like 4 years. And I always have my red bag on me. It's always my little red backpack, right? And it's always like right up underneath me. And when I saw one sign when I came in, you know, they have the sign up, they say, hey, no gym bags on the floor, right? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I don't have a gym bag, I have a backpack. But they said no gym bags on the floor. We have a courtesy locker for you to put your stuff in, you know? So I tried the locker out one time just to see for myself, hey, maybe this is a convenient thing. It's not, right? Those lockers, they're very, like, you don't know if they're in use. You don't know if someone is using them or not. And sometimes they get jammed, right? Or a lot of times they get jammed, right? So that whole little locker box in the area, public shit, like that setup is very, very contentious, you know? So I tried it one time and the instructions for how to use it aren't really that straightforward, right? So I ended up getting my bag locked in there or jammed, and I had to then go ask for assistance to get my bag out, which took another like 20 minutes because everyone that works at that gym is just so busy. They're just sitting around, but they're so busy, you know? So I said, this locker thing's not really a good idea. It's not a good idea for me. I'm not gonna do it, right? Because it's never been enforced on me. So where am I going? So after that, in addition to the lockers too, right? The problem is if you have to keep moving stuff in and out of your lockers, it's easy to forget that you put something in a different locker unit, right? So in addition to your locker jamming or getting your stuff locked into a locker, you know, you may be trying to get into a locker that isn't yours. And then if someone sees you, they may assume that they're trying to steal their shit, you know, which leads to more drama, more stress, right? So I'm like, you know what? This locker thing's not a good idea. Besides, I don't even have a gym bag. I have a backpack. So Wednesday, I'm in the gym working out, minding my business. And as I'm working out, this young kid comes up to me, young black kid comes up to me. And I didn't even know he worked there at first because his logo for the gym name company was like so small and he just had on all black. And he came up to me and his tone, here's the thing, right? His tone was okay, but his body language wasn't, right? He like stood over top of me and was like, hey, you know, we're enforcing bag policies. You know, you have to put your bag in the locker. And I said, okay. So I tried to tell him, hey, look, I tried that before and it didn't work out for me. So I was like, hey, you know, I tried this before. My bag got stuck, and it took 20 minutes for me to get my bag out, and yada yada yada. It's out the way. Now keep in mind, there are bags all over the floor. There's people don't pay that bag. People don't pay that locker shit no mind. So he had to literally step over a bag to get to me to talk to me. Like that's how cluttered the bag shit was, right? So when I told him that, he just like stood there and was like, "But yeah, that's nice, I understand, but you need to put your bag in the locker." And he just stood there, right? So he just stood over top of me, like if I didn't make a move, it was gonna be a problem, right? That was very, very intimidating. And if he's watching this video, he needs to watch this shit, because it's like, you're not gonna get the results doing what you did before. You know what I'm saying? So, or most times you're not, and you're gonna run into more confrontation, right? So anyways, he's standing over me as if I don't move my bag, it's gonna be a problem, right? So I look around and there's people with like gym bags like this big, like huge gym bags, just sitting all over the floor. And I said, okay, well, when I put my bag away, are you gonna talk to everyone else, or are you just talking to me? He's like, oh no, I'm gonna talk to everyone. I'm gonna talk to him next. I said, okay. So I said, just for giggles, like, what I'm saying, I wanted to kind of I wanted him to see the struggle I had, right? So I said, hey, can you show me how the lockers work? Because maybe I don't know how to use them, right? He said, sure, I'll come show you. Yeah, it's real easy. You just got to do this and do this. And while he's showing me, he's like, it took him like 5 lockers to find one that's even open. So it took us like 5 minutes to go back and find a locker that was even open. So he was like, oh, see, this one here is open. Oh no, it's jammed. Like my point exactly, So I didn't say anything. I just sat back and watched him struggle to find a locker to put my stuff in, right? And then he showed me how to do it, and then we locked it. That was it. And I said, okay, look, if for whatever reason, if my bag is jammed in here, will you get my bag out within a reasonable amount of time? Not 25 minutes, but I need my bag out, because I can't waste a half hour trying to get my bag out. He said, oh yeah. Okay, cool, right? Then I go back to my station, to where I was working out at, and he goes to this white dude that had this big duffel bag at the machine he was at, and he has he has the same tone but different body language. Like he's a little bit further away, and he's not like aggressive with him, right? And the white dude says, oh, well, is it okay if I put my bag on top of the machine? And the guy was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. So then he comes back to me and is like, hey, it's okay. If you want to, you can put your bag on top of the locker. It just can't be on the floor. So I had a huge problem with that. At this point, I was like, dude, get the fuck out of my face. You know what I'm saying? Because in my community, right, that's called cooning, right? Right? Like if you're gonna enforce something on me as a black man, and then you go right to the white dude, and the white dude gives you another option, and he basically gets you out of what the rule is to bend the rules for him, that's cooning. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, let's take a look at a prime example, right? Like Stephen A. Smith, right? Very articulate brother, does his job well. Well, I mean, he does. I don't want to make this about Stephen A, man, but look, and I'm glad that Jason Williams called him on this shit, but a lot of people don't see, or they want to ignore what he does, and he's slick with his shit. But what he does is, when black athletes mess up in the media, his tone, his energy is just very abrasive. It's very condescending. It's like there's no holds barred to it, But when it's Aaron Rodgers, or if it's Johnny Manziel, or like whoever it is, he's harsh on them in words, but not in energy. He be tap dancing around that shit, right? That's cooning, right? Cooning in the black community is when you bash someone that looks like you with the hopes that you can maintain your status within the dominant society, or you can elevate yourself within that society, right? Right? There's bashful cooning, and then there's boastful cooning, right? Bashful cooning means you turn your back on your own, or someone that looks like you, to maintain your status in the dominant society. Boastful cooning is when you bark at your own to make an example out of them, to show the dominant society that you belong within their status. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the same thing that happened with the dude in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It's like he didn't give that same white dude the same energy he gave me. Right? Like he stood over top of me like, look, if I don't move my shit, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, so like where I'm at now is like I'm looking for other gyms. I'm not saying I'm going to commit to another gym, but the engineer in me looks for a backup plan, right? I always have a mitigation plan, right? So I'm looking for another gym right now, and I'm not bringing my backpack to the gym no more, right? So instead, I got some hooks, like those little rock climbing clips or whatever. I'm gonna clip my shit onto this water bottle right here, and I'm gonna carry this to the gym, but because this is not a bag, I'm gonna have all my shit on my water bottle, right? And I'm gonna mind my business. I'm gonna keep working out, you know. And I'm not even gonna snitch on people having bags. I'm not gonna do nothing like that, right? I mean, I should, even though I should go around and just videotape or take pictures of all the bags on the floor. Like I was in one area of the gym yesterday, man, and there were like 30 bags. Like I had to step over bags in the gym, and it's just not being enforced. And not only that, there was nobody else black in the gym working out at that time, right? So my thing is this, right? Is like, could it be an honest mistake? Yeah, it could be, but you have to be sensitive to those things, right? Like if you enforce the laws only on, or the rules only on one group of people that's a minority there, it's gonna look real fucked up, you know? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna mind my business. And the reason why I say I have a backup strategy or a backup plan to find another gym is because if I go to the gym and if anyone that works there, if they fuck with me about anything else where I'm not breaking the rule or breaking the law, I'm gonna be like, yo, where's your manager at? I'm gonna go to your manager. No, I'm gonna say, look, hey, where's your manager? And we gonna go to your manager, and I'm gonna say, look, I don't mean you no harm, but your employee, I think he's an employee, right? He's an employee. Yeah, okay, yeah, your employee here is harassing me. I'm not breaking any rule in this gym, and they're talking to me. Can you please have them not talk to me, right? Can you have them just leave me alone, right? Because I don't want to be bothered, right? I'm in a state where I don't want to be bothered, right? Like when I see shit like that, when I see like, so like, you know, when I see a level of coonery in the gym and I'm at the brunt of it, I don't want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Keep that shit fucking moving. You know what I'm saying? I'm a customer, right? If I'm a customer, you know, the customer is always right. Right? So the reason why I'm doing all this, or the reason why I'm doing that, or taking that approach is if that's a problem, and if they defend him, I'll just say, look, you know what? Cancel my membership. And for the reason why I'm canceling my membership, I'm canceling it because of you and because of you. Okay? Just cancel my shit. I'm done. Right? That's how I get down. I let my dollars talk. I don't complain to people. I don't have time to complain and to write complaints. I don't got time for that shit. I'm gonna talk with my dollars. If I don't like how I'm being treated, if I don't like something, I'll just be like, thank you, but no thank you. I'm taking my services elsewhere. You know? So like I said, I'm not all the way out, but I got to give myself that go, because like that helps me maintain my level of sanity, and it helps me to maintain a level of professionalism, right? So that's how I get down. I talk with money, right? If I don't like what you're doing, and if I'm a customer, thank you, I'll take my money back. Anyways, like that's the same reason why I don't really fool with the police, right? I do not fuck with the police, respectively. Respectfully, I do not fuck with the police. You know, I had 2 situations with police. See, the whole thing is about abuse of power, right? When you abuse your power, that's a very damning thing. So people that know me know I'm very, like, when it comes to the police, I do not fuck around. You know, if they're walking on one side of the street, I'll move to the other side. Like, there's nothing for me to talk to them about. I want them out of. I don't want anything to do with them, right? Because I had two situations, right? I had a situation where I was wrongfully detained, and I had a situation where I was wrongfully had my car searched, right? So I had a situation where this was a while ago, but I was coming home. I was in Maryland at the time, and the sun was going down, right? It wasn't all the way down, but the sun was going down. The sky was still lit. And the street lights came on, but my car has, like, cars have, like, they have like I could be wrong on the technology, but basically it's like the sensing or the photoresistors, right? Where if not enough sunlight comes in, or when there's not enough light that comes in, the headlights automatically come on. So it was daylight outside still, but the street lights were on, and I had a cop, pull me over, and he was polite at first and was like, "Hey, do you know why I pulled you over?" I said, "No, officer, I don't know why you pulled me over." He said, "Because your headlights, weren't on." He said, "When the street lights are on, your headlights have to be on." So I didn't challenge him on that. I just said, okay, I didn't know that, right? But I'm still looking for that rule. So if you guys have heard about this law, if you guys know this rule, let me know where I can find the documentation version of it, right? I want to see this shit documented, right? Like, you may have heard the same thing, but I want to know if it's in the driver's handbook, if it's like what site, where can I find this rule at, right? Because for the life of me, I cannot find this rule. So, so he said, okay, cool. Like, then after that, he asked me, after that, he was like, he puts his flashlight on, or he doesn't have it on, but he's like using his flashlight to point at stuff in my car. So my knob for my light, my knob for my head switch light or my headlamp light, the knob was broken, but the stick part was still there. So I could grab it and pull it out. So he said, yeah, hey, you got to get that fixed. That's a hazard. Hey, yeah, get this fixed. I'm going to write you up for a warning. So yeah, get that fixed. I said, okay, sure, officer, no thing. I'll get it fixed first thing tomorrow, And maybe I said too much. Maybe that was too much. I shouldn't have said that. I don't know. But then all of a sudden he just goes, "Can you step out of your car?" I said, "Excuse you?" "Yeah, can you please step out of your vehicle?" I said, "For what? What am I being asked to step out of my vehicle for?" And he said, "I'm not going to ask you a third time." He said, "Get the fuck out of your car." So I got out of my car. And at this point, I was so like shook. Like, I just didn't know what he was up to. I didn't know if he was going to try to plant some shit in my car. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So he searched my car, like went in my trunk, went under my seats. And I was so shook by the situation. I can't remember if he had a dog or not that searched the outside of my car or not. I can't remember. But anyways, I'm glad I made it out. I'm glad I made it out of that situation. I'm glad I kept my cool. But that's one reason why I do not fuck with the police. If they have any kind of charity event, any type of donation, I don't support that shit. Get that shit out of it. Bye. Like, sorry, I just don't fuck with that. Then I had another situation where I was in Vegas. This was like maybe like 3 years ago. I was in Vegas, and I think I was staying in the Mirage at the time. I came out, excuse me, I came out and I just made a bet, right? I put this bet down. That's what I do. When I go to Vegas, I put down crazy bets, right? I put down the cheap bets. I make sure I cover the shit in case it happened, So I put down a bet. I think I put down like a $50 bet on something happening that if it happened, I would walk away with like $2 million. You know what I mean? Probably not going to happen, but I just cover it just in case, So as I come out of the Mirage and I'm turning to walk down through the Caesar Palace Mall, I see a cop. I see two cops. I see one on bike and I see one on foot, and they're riding, and they're like riding in my direction, like riding towards me, like he's going to run me over. So I try to step out of the way, and as I try to step to the side, they're still coming towards me. So I put my hands up and I'm like, hey, is everything okay, officer? He goes, "I don't know. You want to tell me?" And I'm just like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. And then he was like, he asked me, he was like, "Hey, do you have anything that doesn't belong to you?" I said, "No, I don't have anything that doesn't belong to me." I mean, I'm thinking I'm getting stopped because of my lotto ticket, or not my lotto ticket. I'm thinking I'm getting stopped because of my betting slip that I just bought. Right? I didn't know if the mafia called them dudes in or whatever, and they were like, "Yo, nah, man, this dude just bought a ticket for $2 million. Get that nigga's ticket." Like, I don't know. So I just was like, I don't have anything that doesn't belong to me. And I was cooperative. I was very cordial, very nice, and he asked me questions. I gave him my name. He wanted my social. I typically don't do that. I gave him my social. You know what I'm saying? Gave him my social. Gave him my information. Then he was like, "Hey, can you put your things over here?" So his other partner took my things, and I think he put them on his bike or whatever. And I just stood there, and he said, "Yeah, you're not in any trouble. We just, we just got like, we're just trying to find information out about something, right?" And then there was another cop that basically was with like another group of people. I think it was a family. I don't even know who it was. So, excuse me. So all of a sudden, the cop is like, "Yeah, hey, put your hands behind your back. You're not in any trouble, but just put your hands behind your back." So I got cuffed, So I'm like, "Yo, am I being put under arrest? Like, what's going on? Like, I haven't done anything, and I haven't given you reason." So I didn't say this to him because I know at the end of the day, when you talk too much to the police, that doesn't work out well. So the next words out of my mouth were just going to be lawyer at that point. So, anywho, I cooperate. I walk over there with them. And then they have this thing where they wanted me to pop me out to see if I was the perp or not, And I clearly had on distinctive clothing. It wasn't like I just had on a red hat or random shorts. Like, I had on a Washington Nationals championship hoodie, all red, a Nationals dad hat, and I had on my drop crotch shorts. You know what I'm saying? So they popped me out. And then the people that had to, I guess, identify me were like, "Yeah, that's not him." And then they unhandcuffed me. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was, I get having to stop me because they think I'm associated with something. But if I'm cooperating with you, why do you have to, go the extra measure? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really think that if the description of the dude was white, they would have just talked to him and let him go. You know what I'm saying? So little shit like that, right? So when people abuse power, right? When they abuse power, that makes me not want to fuck with them. So that's why I don't fuck with the police, right? Like, I just stay, like, if I ever get stopped by the police, my attitude is, I'm a prisoner of war. They caught me. First words out of my mouth are, "I need my lawyer." That simple. I don't have time to sit around and prove that I'm right just to end up getting shot and killed for no reason. You know what I mean? So anywho, I know I took, come on, Dre. So I know I took a tangent around all that, you know what I'm saying? But I just had to kind of get that off my chest because, end of the day, I'm not trying to do no fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a pretty clean cut dude. I move clean. I don't try to be on no dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get treated like, you're a criminal when you haven't done anything, and then you see people get treated differently because of their skin color or their melanin or lack of not lack of, but people that don't have melanin or whatever, that rubs me the wrong fucking way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so that's my solution, right? My solution is, for the gym, I'm gonna just have this. All my shit's gonna be attached onto my water bottle right here. And if they say something, "Hey man, I talk to your manager. Yeah, cancel my membership. Yeah, I'm done." And I'm canceling because of him, because he's harassing me. Okay, so thank you, have a nice day. And just take my business elsewhere. You know what I mean? So that's that, man. What else, man? See, where are we at? We are 1 hour in. Let me go ahead. I want to do some quick hot topics in the media right quick. Just real quick. I'm gonna pull this up right quick here. Here we go. All right, here we go, man. Let me go and talk about this shit right quick. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm talking about. There we go. So Man, what age are we in, man? This is a shitty time to be an American, yo. This is a shitty time to be in this generation, yo. Hate to sound so pessimistic, but I'm not a fan of the social media era. I mean, I know, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to make money and promote yourself and all this shit, but this is just a very hoish era. Like, I do not like this era. Like, I wish, I don't know, man. Like, this is just a real fucked up era, man. I just don't like this era. Everything is about me, me, me. Look at me, 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 look at me. Right? Just some grown ass motherfucking toddlers. You know what I'm saying? And this, look, and I'm the pot calling the kettle. Right? I'm doing this podcast. I'm saying, hey, look at me, guys. Hey, look at me, look at them. Right? This is some whole shit. You know what I'm saying? But this is the era that we in. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I guess all we can do is just speak truth to power on it, you know? But anyways, if you guys haven't been under a rock, you know that there's a viral thing going on right now with Joe Smith, former NBA player, former University of Maryland star, 94, 95. I remember they got drafted in 95 to the Warriors. Great player in college. I remember in college it was Joe Smith, Obina Akize. I think he played with him, right? Obina Akize, Joe Smith. Juan Dixon came way after them, right? Juan Dixon and the other guy came after them. Oh man, I'm blanking on my Maryland stars right now. But anyways, he came out or whatever, played in the NBA. Didn't really have quite the career that he thought that people thought he would have. I mean, I wouldn't call him a bust because he had some solid years. But for a first overall pick, it's like people don't even know who Joe Smith is, you know? And if people don't even know who you really are, then you didn't really do your job as a number one overall pick. I know him because I'm a sports fan, but most people don't, you know? Anywho, he's married to, or has been married to, this former adult star. Forgot her name. He doesn't look familiar though, because I watch a lot of porn. You know, I watch enough porn. You know, and OnlyFans leaks. I watch all that. No, I didn't say that. But I've watched a lot, and I know people. I know the names. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've even seen them out and about, and I know some of their like real. I don't know them, but I know their real names. Not because I was trying to find out their real names, but I'm like, oh, okay, that's so and so. Okay, cool. But anywho, Joe Smith married this former adult star in 2018, and in the video, or in the picture that you're seeing to right here, I can point to it right there. If you basically what happened is she shot a Instagram live video or whatever it was, and basically Joe Smith in this clip is mad that he found out that his wife has an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he found out after a year. Like, she didn't tell him, and he found out through somebody else that she had an OnlyFans page after a year, and they're married. So, first off, people are talking about this shit, and you see all these ads and stuff coming out. I'm calling all cap on this, man. This is all cap. It's all cap. You know, this is all a staged thing. It's poor acting. And I can point out some clues to let y'all know why this is poor acting. This is all fake. This is all cap. First off, let's look at the picture to the left where Joe Smith has his back turned, right? When you have your hands turned like that, and your hands are like folded and your back is turned, that means you're trying to remember your lines, right? I'm an actor too, right? I've seen this pose in amateur acting classes and plays and shit, where people are trying to remember their lines. They want to look posture, like they want to make sure they have good posture and their hands are folded, and he's trying to remember his lines. All right. Now, if you watch the NBA, And when these guys get fouled and they don't think they got fouled, or when they think that they've been wronged, they're upset, they're mad, they're like all over the place, and they either get really comical, but it's not scripted. This shit here is just too scripted, right? If you listen to the clip, right, everything is monotone. It's the same tone all the way across. It's, I don't believe you got an OnlyFans page. How come you, it's not that I didn't know it, but why didn't you do? It's like, motherfucker, you trying to remember your lines. Like, man, stop capping. You know what I mean? Second thing, clue number 2, hint number 2 that this is all cap. Hint number 2, this is all cap, is she got her edges done. Hair done, edges done, makeup done. If you going live on something, right, and if you're trying to address something, you're not going to do it for show and have the perfect angle for this shit. Look at that. It's just poor acting all the way around. This is porn acting, right? If you watch a porn, this is like the kind of acting you see in porn, right? Go watch any porn, right? Go watch any porn and you'll see, right? There's poor acting and then there's porn acting. This is porn acting. This looks like the intro to a porno video. You know what I mean? And the third clue, this is all cap, is what are the odds that Joe Smith is going to be wearing a Golden State Warriors t-shirt in the video that he has no idea of what's going on, about why his wife is secretly making an OnlyFans page? Like, it's just too scripted. It's like it's like in the photo on the right, it's like he's trying to tell you, hey, look, y'all remember me? I was drafted first overall by the Golden State Warriors. In case y'all don't know who I am, and this is my wife. She's a porn star. Y'all should go watch her page. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you go to her OnlyFans page and this is the intro to her getting clapped up in this video, right? Like, that's what it looks like. It looks like this is a gimmick, man. This looks like a gimmick where this is just a teaser to getting the porn. Cause you never, like, that would be genius though, wouldn't it be? Right? That shit would be genius. Is you start some drama about something and then it's the intro to your porno video. And all of a sudden now you watching it, right? But you know how I get down, man. I do my research, you know what I'm saying? I know how to do screenshots. I know how to use Google search. And I know how to look for leaks. So I'm gonna find out. I mean, I'm not gonna watch to watch the joint. I'm not gonna watch to watch, but I'm gonna watch just to see if my theory is correct. I think this is an intro to a porno video. This is an intro to a porno movie or a porno clip. So I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna find out because I haven't seen her. I think I've seen her face before, but like she's not like one of like the ones that I used to watch back in the day. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look her up. I'm gonna find the leaks on this joint. And when I find the leaks, I'm gonna confirm that, it is what I think it is. This is an intro to a porno clip. All right, enough of that. Okay, you guys are done hearing that. What else we got here, man? What else we got? Yeah, we'll get on that in a minute. Let me go ahead and shrink this down. Excuse me. Before we go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. What else we got here, man? What else we got here? Oh yeah. Yeah, there was a real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Jordan Peele, man. So before Halloween, I never watched any of his movies. I never saw Get Out, I never saw Us, and I never saw Nope. And me and my girl watched him, man. And I'm very impressed with the brother Jordan Peele, man. He's like the modern day black Alfred Hitchcock. I couldn't say his name. He's like the modern day black Alfred Hitchcock, His movies aren't scary to me. Like, they're not scary. They're just they're intense. Not like, I don't know. They're like thrillers. They're like dark comedies, but like thrillers. And it's not about like the gore, but it's like just like real trippy. You know what I'm saying? So I saw Nope, and I was really impressed with Nope. It was a very intelligent movie. It's a real thinking piece, man, and just the fact that he did it was basically. One second. Yes, there we go. We're back. But it's basically it's a movie, but then it's like a little movie inside of another movie. And then it's like so basically if you haven't seen it, it's been out for a while, so I'm not spoiling it. But basically, it's about, loosely speaking, it's about a unidentified flying object that turns out to be an alien that eats people, right? It sucks people up and it eats people or whatever. If you look at it, it sucks you up, but if you don't make eye contact with it, it leaves you alone, you know? So there was another little, there's like a little snippet of the movie where they were going in, and it's about this monkey, and one of the lead characters in the movie, he was a star. He was a kid star on a show, and there was a monkey. I forgot the monkey's name. But basically, this chimpanzee went ape shit literally on set and killed pretty much everyone on set. But there was a shoe that was mysteriously after the monkey beat up on this one woman, one of her shoes was pointed up at the ceiling, and it was really awkward. It was like a phenomenon, right? It was a spectacle. So the boy, basically, like the way it was shot was, you don't know what the boy was looking at, but I think the boy was more spooked by the shoe. So while the boy was looking at the shoe that was awkwardly like pointing up, the monkey went out and tried to give him dap, and that's when the monkey got shot and got killed. But if that shoe wasn't there, that boy would have been freaked out by the monkey, and if he made eye contact with the monkey would have fucked him up too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a real good movie, right? A lot of parallels, right? Like, there were scenes in the movie where the boy that's now grown, he was like the other people in the scene that got beat up or destroyed by the monkey. And then the shoe that was pointing up awkwardly, that represented the horse that was in this cage where they were trying to get the UFO to come back down to or whatever, you know? And the horse didn't make eye contact with the flying object, you know? So, and it's just all these parallels in it. It's real brilliant movie, man. So, man, shout out to Jordan Peele. Can't wait for his next movie to come out. Like, they're real thinking people. Like, all of his movies make you think. And that's what I like. Like, they're the movies that really make you think, and there's no conclusion. Like, he's not going to tell you what he meant or what he thinks. He wants to know what you think. You know what I mean? So shout out to Jordan Peele, man. I'm a fan, right? Only thing is, I don't do gore. I don't do like those Saw movies. I don't do any of that gore shit. I can't do no Freddy Krueger. No, I can't do no Jason. I can't do none of that shit. Like, that's not me. But if it's a nice, good thriller, like a good movie that I like, that's kind of trippy, is that movie. It's called Identity with Kevin. Is it Kevin Bacon? I think's in that one. No. John Cusack. Sorry, John Cusack is in that one. Great movie, man, but real trippy. Like, it's just, yeah. Anyways, I'm rambling. Excuse me. Halloween's over. That's that. Now, next order of business. Let's talk about this right quick, man. Let's talk about this. Here we go. Booyah. So, this Sunday night, Bills at Bengals. Yeah. Before I do, let me just check my DraftKings. It's too late now. I think I know I messed up already. Let me just go ahead and double check, because I didn't double check my lineups. Okay, I'm winning something. That's good. Make sure all my players are playing, because you know I'd like to sit people out the last minute. And it looks like everyone's playing. Let me just double check. Probable for Friday's game versus the Mavericks. Okay, Jamal Murray's good. Is Jokic probable? Okay, he's probable. Cool. Okay, everything is looking okay. So far, so good. But wow, Halliburton only got 3.5 fantasy points in the second quarter. The fuck's going on, Halliburton? Damn, what's going on, champ? Wow, he is stinking it up right now, man. I ain't winning no money tonight. Not with that. You can't have no 3.5 points. Right, you can't have no 3.5 points or 3.25 points mid second quarter and expect to win something. Nah, bro. So that money gone. Where was I at? Trying to get my photos back up. Here we go. So this is the game that we're talking about right here, man. The rematch of last year, right? This is come on, Dre. This is the Damar Hamlin game where tried to make a tackle and he caught a helmet to the chest at the right instant, and that hit put him into cardiac arrest. If you guys don't know, Hamlin has made a full recovery. He's been with the team, been practicing with the team. He dresses for the games. Shout out to that brother. Glad he's healthy. Glad he's back. But we gotta talk about this game now, man. Bills, Bengals. The Bengals are on the upswing. Like, they're picking it up in the gear. They always start slow, but they had an impressive game versus the Niners this past week. And then they had like another game. They just looked like the playoff form Bengals that we've seen in the past year or two. The Bills are we're kind of like idle in the water right now. We made some moves. We got Leonard Fournette. I don't understand that move, but it's a better move, I think. He's a free agent. Like, I'm glad we didn't give anything up for him, but he's a free agent. He's gonna, I think, hopefully what they're gonna use him for is they're gonna use him to help open up the running game, right? Because Fournette is a tough runner. People don't want to tackle this dude. And then if you've been getting a daily dose of Fournette, then when you bring in James Cook can like dance around you and then bring his energy and hopefully like flourish. So hopefully they're using that to help clear up the path for James Cook, because I really like James Cook as a running back. I think he's like better than Jahmyr Gibbs, to be honest with you. But I just don't think he gets the touches, and I don't think the offense really, caters to what he's doing, or they're not really trying to really use him to his full potential. And we got the defensive back from the who was it? Rasul Douglas. We got Rasul Douglas from the Packers. Great pickup to replace Trey White. Then we got a defensive lineman, but we have no linebacker to replace Milano. And look, at the end of the day, you're not going to replace Milano. Matt Milano's a special player. Had a long conversation with a football fan on this yesterday. He's like, you guys aren't going to replace Milano. And I'm like, well, we just can't cry over spilled milk, So this is where head coaches and defensive coordinators get their stripes, right? When plans go wrong and when they can reorganize the team to get a similar result, that's great coaching. And right now we're going to witness how good the Bills coaches are, because Matt Milano does a lot of things that you can't replace, right? You can't replace what he does on the field, but you can disguise things and have different objectives for what you want to accomplish, and hopefully give other players a chance to shine within that defense, So, the Bills were favored at first, but it's in Cincinnati. Now I think the line is at 2.5 or 3, I think. That's good. We don't need any extra motivation for the Bengals to beat us. So I'm happy about that. It's going to be interesting though, right? It's going to be interesting to see because the Bills never finished that game last year. Actually, no, we did. That was a regular season game, but then we met again in the playoffs in Buffalo, and then we got spanked in Buffalo. So gotta take that back. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. But if you guys don't know, let me put y'all onto this right quick, man. It's a real dope podcast that my friend put me onto. It's a real dope podcast, man. I'm not gonna play it because I don't want it to play, but it's called the GM Shuffle. It's right here. Get that Pound Town out of there. Let me just play this. All right. So real dope podcast, man. It's called the GM Shuffle. And Michael Lombardi is is the GOAT, man. This dude be breaking shit down, man. Like I ain't never heard shit broke down before. You know, it's real simple. You know, like one thing he said about the Raiders that was funny was he said, as y'all know, the Raiders cleaned house just now. And he said anytime your team is failing and they make a big splash at wide receiver, it's only a matter of time before your head coach gets fired. Right? If you're trying to like save your team with a wide receiver, it's not going to happen because football is not designed that way, right? You need a quarterback, offensive line, defensive line, then you fill out the rest of your pieces as you go along, right? But if you don't have an offensive line, and as we saw with the Raiders, with no offensive front line, you can have the best receiver in football, and that dude ain't going to do shit. So Devontae Adams, probably one of the best, if not the best receiver in the game. He's just in a shitty situation. You know what I mean? So great podcast, man. Give it a listen. I listen to it. This is where I get my fantasy cheat code information to like know how to approach a game. You give it a listen, man. It's a dope pod, dope listen. Let me go ahead and look at some DFS stuff. Let's talk some DFS talk now. So DFS, where am I going to start at? So yeah, so real quick, I'm trying to get a quick bump, right? I'm trying to get a quick bump so when I go into the weekend, I can have some money to play with for this NFL Sunday, right? Because this Sunday I'm not playing any milli makers. No milli makers for me this weekend. The milli maker is, you know, if I like see some things that I really like, then I'll mess with it. But nah, I'm just focusing on the Captain Showdown mode games. I'm focusing on that Chiefs Dolphins Captain Showdown mode game. I'm definitely doing my tiers for this week because I found a trend with tiers, and I'm gonna show you my discovery with tiers, and then I'm going to do Captain Showdown mode for the Bills Bengals, right? So I'm trying to get a good bump so I can roll into that weekend. So let's start with NBA, right? So NBA, I've been playing tiers. I got lucky on one of my tiers, but I'm just going to show you what I saw, right? Let's look at patterns because this channel is about trying to find patterns, and we do research, right? And if you guys see a pattern, you let me know, you know, so we can get rich together, you know? So here we go. So from yesterday, we have 4 games in the slate, 4 pick'em games, and I like to look at the perfect lineup, right? I'm always studying the perfect lineups. That's what I'm doing, right? Because if you're not studying, what are you doing? You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. Everything here is very educational, right? So this is what I do. All right, so for tiers, if you notice something, right? The one thing I noticed in tiers is, do you see what I see? All right. So for the winning lineup, for the perfect lineup, you had Devin Booker, tier 1. So you had Devin Booker in tier 1, Paolo Banchero for tier 2, Wembanyama for tier 3, McCollum, Jeremy Sochan. I don't know. Is it Sochan or Socan? Jeremy Socan, and then Jonas Valanciunas, right? But do you notice something here? All right, how many pairs of players from the same team do you see? That's right. You see 2 pairs of 2. You see 2 players from the same team twice, right? You see Wembanyama and Socan, and McCollum and Valanciunas, right? So what I started doing was this, right? I started doing this. Now you can't do it just yet for Wembanyama and Socan because they're just getting started. Or Wembanyama is a rookie, right? But if you go to CJ McCollum and look at his data and you scroll up, what do you see? What do you see? Top assist combo, CJ McCollum, 6. Jonas Valanciunas, 3. That's the place. I think that's their place in assist. So, guess what I did tonight? I went through and tried to find the pairs of players that best complement each other in tiers. So I went to, let's go to November 3rd, and then let's go to the Pick'em. All right. And I started with Luka. I'm sorry, I started with Giannis. No assist combos. Luka. No assist combos. Jokic and Jamal Murray. Is Jamal Murray in this slate? Is he in this competition? Let's see. What do you know? He's in this competition as well. So those two got automatic selections from me. Then who else? Oh my God, Halliburton's stinking it up right now, man. See, Halliburton. Shit. Yeah, so I went Halliburton, top assist combo, and Miles Turner. And Miles Turner is in here doing his thing. So top assist combo. And the other ones were let me see, they were DeMar DeRozan and Vucevic. And let me see what Darius Garland's doing. So he's not even in that combination. But that was like one of the things I said, you know what? I'm going to see if I can't find two pairs of people. So hopefully Halliburton picks it up. But right now he's stinking it up right now. He only got 9 points. And it's Jesus. It's halftime and he only has 9 fantasy points. So hopefully he picks it up, because I got some bills to pay. I got some more contests I got to play this weekend. So that's that. So that's my little hint for what I'm doing for tiers, right? So I'm trying to get some more startup money so I can go into this weekend to have more to play with. Cause like I said, the contest I'm focusing on is that Chiefs Jaguars game in Frankfurt, and then the Bills Bengals game. Oh, let's talk about this. Oh man, last night I did let's go to NFL now. So last night I did last night? Yeah, last night I did the Titans Pittsburgh game, right? I did the Captain Showdown mode for that game. And man, I was trying to figure this shit out, man. I thought I almost had it, man. I put Derrick Henry as my captain because when I did my research on all the other players that make it, I saw that Derrick Henry had a high of 38. He didn't hit 38 for the rest of the season. And then I looked at the projection, so the projection for that game last night was 15 points, right? And if you look at what he did when he put up, I didn't go with him as captain. That's why I didn't go with Derrick Henry as captain. But when you look at DeAndre Hopkins, I said, okay, he put up 36 there. And I knew he put up 36 again, but I also knew that after he puts up after he has a monster game, he falls off. So he put up 36 last year and then dropped to 13 the next game. And then what did he do? He dropped to 10 this game. So something told me to leave that alone. So if you see any doubt with the captain spot, you got to stay away from it, right? When you pick a captain, you got to be safe. You got to make sure you have a safe, locked in 20 points. Safe, locked in 20 points is the key word. So, but I went with Hopkins because his projection was 15, and 15 is like right under 17 for the projection he had when he put up 36 points. And then I looked at the fact where he was like, okay, 18, 16, okay, he's trending down. I should have probably taken that into consideration, that he's trending down historically versus the Steelers. But when I went with the Josh Allen thing, right? So last week, right, when the Bills played it's funny. It's funny how the Bills played the Buccaneers last week, and then Fournette joined the Bills when Fournette was released from the Bengals. I mean, when he was released from the Buccaneers. So to me, that's kind of funny, but that's neither here nor there. But Josh Allen was the captain this past week or last week. And you can look at the data and tell why, right? He put up the most points. If you go, I'm not going to do it for you right here, but if you go through all the data, he put up the most points this year and last year, right? So last year he put up 39 fantasy points. That's his max. He put up 39 this year. That's his max. His projection was 24, which is close to his projection of 22 and 22 for those 39-point games. And then when you look at his data, he's trending up, right? He went from 14 to 26 to 33. So you had to go with that. And then if you look at the historical data, he put up 42 on Tampa Bay back in 2021. So this was a clear no-brainer for a captain, right? And I think the pot got split because it was so obvious. But Josh Allen was that one, right? But then when you look at players like Stephon Diggs, right? He put up 39 points this past year, but he didn't do it last year like that. And when he put up 39 points, he was like his projection was 2 points above 21. Then when you look at Tampa Bay, he was trending down, right? So he went from 40 to 14. So the fact that he was trending down, I should have left that alone. But I actually played him, and he wasn't in the perfect lineup. So I'd be looking at all this information like that. That's how deep I go into it. But anyways, long story short, and I'm going to end on this. I got two more things I want to say, and I'm going to end on it because it's been a pretty long episode. I wasn't going to say. Yeah, the Tennessee-Pittsburgh game last night, right? So if we take a look at it, the perfect lineup. Man, originally I had Kyle Phillips in my lineup, but I took him out of all three of my lineups, and I had him in there because, as you see, he's trending up. He went from 0 to 0 point something to 5 to now 10, and his fantasy projection went up to 2 points. But the thing that got me was his increase in targets, right? He had a steady increase in targets, and that was when the new quarterback came in last game. So he got 3 targets. So I should have known that he was going to attempt to force the ball to him, knowing that everyone is focused on Nuke, So I had him in there, but instead of him, I went with, for my golden bum, I went with Calvin Austin III. But I shouldn't have taken that because I went with Calvin Austin III because he had max carries for the whole season, right? So if you look at his carries, he went from no carries to 1 carry to no carry to 1 carry to no carry to 1 carry to 2 carries. So I'm like, okay, max carries, I got to try that out. But he only got 2 targets. So he never maxed out his targets, right? So he's at 2 targets going into this game, and he had 4 in week 2. So that let me know right then and there I should have left that alone. And what I was chasing that 15, right? When he played Vegas. I think he even scored a touchdown that game. Yeah, he did. But I saw the increase, and then I saw the projected fantasy points of 4, and I thought, okay, maybe he might get a lucky Lucy touchdown and get, that 4 matches that 4 projection matches that 4 that he had when he put up 15. So I thought he was going to go 0-4-15. But he didn't. He only put up 1 point. So lost that. So messed that up. But yeah. So that's that. Real quick, I'm gonna end on tiers right quick. So I saw something in tiers last week, and I'm doing it this weekend. Let me go to tiers. Oh, to pick 'em. 13 games, perfect lineup. So, like NBA, like NBA tiers, there is a relationship to NFL tiers, right? So, here I see that when I look at this perfect lineup that you guys are looking at right now, you see 2 Eagles made it and 2 Cowboys made it, right? So you see Jalen Hurts in the receiver, you see Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and you see Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, right? So I'm doing something similar this week, but the one thing I did when I went through and looked at all the data that I found was, and you can actually verify this if you have the app, but if not, I'm just going to show you right quick. But every player scored at least 30 points. That's the giveaway for this past week. AJ Brown scored at least 32, at least 30 points, right? 30 something, 30 or 30 something, right? Jamar Chase put up 55 this past season. CD Lamb put up 37. So between last season and this season, they put up like 30 points. So he put up 37 last year. Dak Prescott put up 31 last year at home versus Philly. Jalen Waddle put up 33 at Detroit last season. Breece Hall, he put up 31 this past year, and he put up 30 at home versus Miami last year. And then Jordan Addison, he just put up 30 points, right? So that was the gift. So if you go back and look in each tier, right? Let's go back and look at tier 1, right? I'm just going to kind of do a spot search. So look at Hawkinson. Okay, he put up 30 last year. Is this tier 8? This is tier 8. Calvin Ridley didn't put up 30. George Pickens didn't put up 30. Nico Collins did put up 30. Okay, that's different. Okay. But you can basically weed out all the people that didn't put up 30. And then what you can do is look at the increases, right? Like I look at the increase from 11 to 34 with Jordan Addison, and then I look at the projection for week 8, which was 14, which kind of matches, or which is like a little bit above the 12. So, you know, he's not going to get 34, but he was in the perfect lineup. You know what I mean? Let's take a look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow didn't put up 30 this past season. I think it's all this past season though. Yeah. Let me just double check. So Addison, Breece Hall, he put up 30 this past year. Waddle, that's right. Waddle didn't put up 30 until last year. Okay. But that's what I look for, right? That's what I'm looking at. So it is what it is. That's that. Before I wrap up, make sure you guys hit that like button, tell a friend to tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. See what else, man. Transition from this. But yeah, it's been a very interesting episode. Hope you guys liked it. Make sure if you guys have any comments or suggestions or anything you want to see in the future, make sure you add it in the comment section. Thank y'all for tuning in. And without further ado, I'm out of here, folks. Peace. Yep. Trippin' with Theobold.
Let's go.
Caliente.
Trippin'. Yep. Trippin'. Trippin'. Trippin' with Theobold.
Trippin' with Theobold.